Greetings, long time no see. We're going to get back to our flipped classroom today and our true blended learning model. I'm hoping to stay well enough ahead of you all to keep it up for the rest of the year. We'll begin today with our lecture over the kingdom Protista. At the end of the lecture, you'll be able to look over the tasks for this section of Chapter 7 and make a plan for your next few days that you think will be best for your group. The kingdom Protista is made up of eukaryotic organisms that just don't seem to fit in any of the other kingdoms. There are some that seem to resemble plants, others seem more similar to animals, and others to fungi. In any case, there are a few things that they all have in common. Mainly, they're all made of eukaryotic cells, but some can be many-celled while others are single-celled. There are some that can move and others that can't move. Some are autotrophs, some are heterotrophs. There are even a couple of species that are both at the same time. We will start with the animal-like protists. The scientific name for these organisms is protozoans, and they share many characteristics with animals. Most of them can move. All of them are heterotrophs or consumers. They can be found almost anywhere. Some are decomposers, and even more of them are parasites. There are 4 different phyla of protozoans, and the main characteristic used to classify them is their method of movement, which is also called their method of locomotion. We will begin by looking at a phylum called the sarcodines. They include the famous amoeba. The monster from the movie The Blob was based on the amoeba. Members of this phylum move by using extensions of the cytoplasm called pseudopodia, as seen in this video. The word pseudopod means false foot. Many sarcodines are parasites. One amoeba in particular causes the nasty disease dysentery. Our next phylum of animal-like protists is called Mastigophora. The common name of this phylum is flagellates. They include Trypanosoma, which is a parasite that causes African sleeping sickness. All of the members of this phylum move using a flagella, and some have more than one. A lot of these also have a symbiotic relationship with termites. They live in the guts of the termite and they digest the wood that the termite eats, and the nutrients that they don't use then gets absorbed by the termite. Our next phylum is the phylum Ciliophora. This phylum has the common name Ciliates, and it includes the paramecium. The paramecium is a notable organism because it is the most complex of all the protozoans, if not the most complex eukaryotic cell on the planet. One of the things that makes it so complex and so advanced is that it has 2 nuclei. There's no other eukaryotic cell that we know of that has 2 nuclei. They're called the macronucleus and the micronucleus, and both contain separate sets of chromosomes that control different traits for this organism. Members of this phylum move by using cilia. Cilia are tiny hair-like structures that cover large areas of the cell, and when they move in unison, they look a little bit like the oars of a boat moving together, and they move the organism through the water at a pretty fast speed. Alright, well, we've reached the last phylum of animal-like protists here, or protozoans. This phylum is called Sporozoa. The common name is the sporozoans, and this phylum includes Plasmodium, which is a notorious protist. It causes the disease malaria. Plasmodium carries out about half of its life cycle inside the mosquito, and then the second half of its life cycle in people after it's transferred from a mosquito to a person. There are a couple of interesting features for this phylum. First of all, this is the only phylum of animal-like protists that don't move. And secondly, every member of this phylum is a parasite. Alright, well, I think we're going to stop at that point. To wrap things up for today, I would like you to make a copy of this data table in Pages and go ahead and fill it in using information from this video to use as a study guide for the animal-like protists or protozoans. I've gone ahead and filled in the first phylum, Sarcodyna, for you so you can kind of see what I want you to do here. Go ahead and fill it in the rest of the way for the remaining 3 phyla. And then after that, go ahead and look at the tasks for this section and make a plan for your group as to how you're going to work through the rest of this week.